The year is 2015, and Nissan just brought out the second generation full size pickup known as the Titan. And people were excited, but the problems start from the get go when you have a Brazilian French speaking guy that's trying to launch a full size Japanese pickup truck to the United States market. That was the start of where I think we ended up with the Titan.
This is the all-new Nissan Titan, a truck that was conceived, designed, and engineered here in the United States.
But this is about the way we get to the Warrior concept. And so by 2015, people loved the kind of what Nissan was trying to do, because the first generation Nissan Titan was, while a good truck and probably a better selling truck than the second generation, it was a very Japanese interpretation of what the US market would want. And by 16, they knew, hey, we are going to have to kind of fall in line just a little bit with what the American buying audience wants. And well, so they gave us the second generation Titans. But the blunder started with the debut of it, because you once again you had a heavy accented person trying to launch to the kind of the Bubba crowd, which I don't think it didn't affect me, but I don't think like it sold the vehicle very well to the general audience. And two, we only got it with a diesel. That's right. They had partnered with Cummins to bring out the 5-liter diesel, the V8 diesel in this thing, and it's a little turbo engine, and putting out 310 horsepower and just 550 foot-pounds of torque, man. Ideally, this would have been a cool engine in the mid-2000s, but this engine had been passed over by a couple people, and Nissan needed a little bit of, let's take that Cummins name and just pluck it and put it on ours, because that will bring people understand, hey, we're taking this seriously. And I really, in all mean seriousness, I do think that Nissan was trying to take this seriously, but it seems like a bunch of blunders. So by the middle of that year, okay, we're got the gas version. We're debuting the diesel first, and then we're going to sell the gas version. So the launch started out as a sputter because, well, there's diesel people that love it, but your everyday ordinary people don't understand diesel. And then a 5/8 ton truck, Frank, the script, it's 5/8 ton, right? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, they debut this thing in a strange configuration, and they thought, well, there's a niche market out there that wants that. They want to pull their boat. Maybe they need something just a hair more than a half-ton truck. And I think Nissan really had to sell themselves on it. So to combat all this bad press and this craziness that they were doing with the blunder of a launch, by the next year, they bring out the 2016 Nissan Titan Warrior concept, and this made people go crazy. They loved it. This thing looked great. It was aggressive looking. The interior of this thing, it's just what you expect to see. And Nissan finally looked like they were going to have the balls to throw out there and say, hey, we mean it. We are serious about this, because at the time, nobody was taking on the mighty F-150 Raptor. GM didn't do it. There was no GMC. There was no Chevrolet. There was no TRX Ram yet. Like, nobody was willing to kind of go at Ford for that battle of the super truck. And well, Nissan looked like they were about to do it, except for this beautiful truck, aggressive, big tires, big 35-inch tires. Everything about this truck looks great. And then it's got a diesel engine in it. Frank, the script, man, you did not mess this up, right? They did not put a high horsepower V8 gas powered supercharger in this thing. Okay, that's Nissan. But yes, so they actually, yes, they gave us the idea of the vehicle, and then it just kind of whimpered out a little bit. And people went nuts about this vehicle, though. They thought, okay, Nissan, build this. And I know big three loyalists out there that was interested in buying this truck. They were like, please build this. I want this truck. It looks great, because at the time it just was so aggressive versus what Ford was offering with the Raptor. I mean, I personally think it just outshined the Raptor. Now, while we never actually got real good, if they would put a gasoline engine in it and give us some cool horsepower numbers out there, would it have been a real contender? We don't know. But as soon as it made its debut, guess what happened? The lead designer on that thing, plucked. He's now with a different company. Around the same time, they had the IDX concept, the little 510 looking car there. And that thing, once again, oh, we like that designer. Let's take him over here. And Nissan, once again, is stuck with a cool vehicle, and nobody's in charge of these to actually put them into put concept to metal. Like, it was crazy. I think the Titan Warrior concept would have done major wonders for the brand. I think today, we do know in 2024, the Titan is leaving the market. Would it have saved it completely, or would it have just maybe extended a couple years of life in this? I don't know. But I think that Nissan, they were on the right track, as they generally are with their concepts. Their concepts always look really cool, and then they just never come to light for some reason. And I'm curious, in the comments below, let me know. I mean, were you interested in this vehicle? Was this something that at the time that you saw and was like, damn, I might be a Nissan guy all of a sudden, because I know I've been a Nissan fanboy for a long time, and that just so much excitement around that truck only to just fizzle away and to be left into the history of what could have been. And if you'd like to see this truck, you can go down to Z1 in Atlanta, Z1 Motorsports, and they actually have the truck on display, because Nissan they heard so much about this and were like, we're not building this, that they were like, hey, you guys basically want to store this vehicle for us and display it, because we don't even want it in our heritage collection. That's how much Nissan was tired of hearing about this truck. And well, you can go to Z1, and I've done time with that vehicle, and I can tell you in person, is just as breathtaking as it is in photos. So in the comments, let me know what you think. And to end this, remember I brought spy photos of what Nissan was going to do with the Frontier. They wanted to do a Nismo, kind of a smaller take of this truck on our Frontier. Guess what happened with that? Same thing, except it never even got a prototype for the truck. Oh man, Nissan, I love you guys, but could you actually follow through with something? So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or this Titan that I would have loved to drive, man, perfect name and everything, the Warrior. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd. We're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.